Welcome to the Government News Brief for today, Tuesday, August 23, 2016. In the news, improved police and citizens relationship resulting in sustained low crime rates, single mothers being assisted by the Guyana Livestock Development Authority, and Rusal workers told that they have a right to a union of their choice. Stay tuned as we bring you the details of these and other stories. Thank you for staying with us. I am Azim Khan, and here now are the details. The Guyana Police Force has experienced a sustained reduction in serious crimes. Tiffany Rodius tells us what is responsible for the decline.
Public Security Minister Kemraj Ramjatan says growing trust by communities in the Guyana Police Force has enabled the police to more effectively combat crime.
It is largely the increased patrols in areas and the information gathering mechanism from within the communities and even in the city. And that has come about because of more trust in our police force by members of the community.
At the end of July, the police recorded a 17% reduction in serious crimes. Ramjatan credits this to improved crime detection administration.
I think there is better administering of crime detection within the divisions, a greater spotlight on those who are the suspected criminals in the areas and clamping down on them.
Meanwhile, the 2016 USAID report assessing Guyana's democracy, human rights and governance notes that the police remain the least trusted institution in Guyana. However, the report was using a LAPA poll that was from 2014 and has not taken into consideration the many measures that government has implemented since to address the crime situation. The report went on to add, however, that the Guyana Police Force is actively cooperating with the U.S. government in combating crime. The police have received training, equipment, and other support from the United States in the fight against crimes such as drug trafficking and gold smuggling. Ramjatan says government will continue to implement new measures and initiatives to further reduce the incidence of crime. For the Government News Brief, I'm Tiffany Rogers.
Residents in Regions 3, 4, 5, and 10 will benefit from a mass drug administration exercise coming next month. Delisa Haynes tells us more.
The Ministry of Public Health, through the Vector Control Services Department for Neglected Infectious Diseases, will commence a mass drug administration exercise in a number of regions shortly. This exercise aims to eliminate filariasis by 2020. Head of Department Dr. Fabu Moses explains.
This begins on the 5th of September in Region 4 and Region 10, and on the 18th of September in Regions 3 and 5. It will last for 2 weeks, but then we will have another part where we will be coming around to areas that had low coverage, and we will be checking on persons again, see if they need any more clarification why it is they didn't take the drug. Maybe they need a little more clarification on the importance of it or so, or maybe they just weren't home.
Filariasis is a parasitic disease caused by an infection with roundworms. These are spread by blood-feeding black flies and mosquitoes. Dr. Moses adds that there is a chance of eliminating the neglected disease, but it requires a collaborative effort from all citizens.
It requires commitment from the country and from the people in the country that for 5 years, at least 85% of the population will take these tablets once a year. The tablets which I speak about are DEC, which is diethylcarbamazine, and albendazole at pre-specified doses.
There is also a strategy in place for the treatment of filaria. This applies to persons who have already been diagnosed and are in the advanced stage of the illness.
The other part is the care aspect, C-A-R-E. C is for cleaning the wounds. A is for applying treatment. R is for raising the leg. And E is for exercise. This strategy is mainly for persons who have already established filaria. So these are the persons who are already ill.
Dr. Moses is encouraging persons to be prepared to comply with health workers who will be issuing the drugs at homes, government agencies, businesses, and health centers across the country. For the Government News Brief, I am Delicia Haynes.
Power supply issues affecting water delivery in Region 3, but plans are in place to alleviate this. More in this report.
Poor power supply is among major challenges in the delivery of water supply for the Guyana Water Incorporated in Region 3. Regional Divisional Manager Martin Garrick says poor power supply is affecting 8 of the company's wells in West Bank Demerara between Parfait Harmony to Vigilant, Wales and Canal No. 2 Polder.
Whilst the residents may see power at their homes, the quality of power at the well stations will not cannot suffice the operation of those wells. So sometimes you will have no water supply. But we work on with the company GPL to see if we can reduce that downtime.
The water supply process requires electricity to pump water from the wells to the customers. Garrick says the water company is looking at drilling several other wells to increase the level of services throughout the region.
We hope to drill some wells to alleviate problems in the Parfait, the new schemes of Parfait, Westminster, Schoonard, and supply water to the new housing schemes at Lusty Russ. However, before we end the year, we are looking to install distribution mains in those areas, unserved areas of Zealot, Kaisiku scheme, and some parts of Brika. So, whilst we have some challenges, some amount of work is being done.
GWI has managed to improve the level of service in the Hubo area by reactivating the Hubo well, which was out of service for a long time. For this Government News Brief, Namela Henry Rowe.
The Ministry of Social Protection has assured RUSL workers that they have a right to a union of their choice when Ministers Lawrence and Scott met with them at the RUSL Linden operations. More in this report.
During her visit, Minister Lawrence discovered that the workers' greatest concern was having a union which will look into their working conditions and NIS and other benefits, among other things.
The workers are asking to have the unions in like yesterday. They're very concerned about the issues relating to their terms of engagement and also to the conditions of work.
The minister inspected the working environment of the RUSL workers.
We were able to see the various work sites. We saw the conditions under which the workers were working. We saw the amenities that were told to us was provided for the workers. When we checked those out, we found that many of the things that we were told were not in place, or some of them were in place, but they were not operational.
Following the inspection, Minister Lawrence pointed out that management has committed to improving working conditions.
We got a commitment also from management that the ministry will be present during those discussions with the union. I mean, we know that we cannot participate in those discussions. That's between the union and the workers, but we saw that dire need for the workers to have that union there. And so we are going to be present to ensure that this process goes all the way.
Minister Lawrence says her ministry is dedicated to representing the workers and will follow up to ensure their treatment improves. Early this year, officials of RUSL met with the minister in the Ministry of Social Protection, Keith Scott, to discuss workers' various issues after information on workers' ill treatment surfaced. For the Government News Brief, I'm Tiffany Rogers.
More single women are increasing their income by utilizing the services of the Guyana Livestock Development Authority. Shivani Rampasar tells us how.
Many farmers, especially women, are using the Guyana Livestock Development Authority's hatchery to increase their stock of ducks for the commercial market. The hatchery department is allowing farmers to use the facility at a minimum cost to hatch their eggs, allowing them to be independent and generate an income. Many farmers, primarily single parents, from all parts of the country, take advantage of this process. Robin Austin, JLDA's genetic improvement specialist, explains.
Lots of women are in it. If you come on Fridays, you would see most of them are women and they're single parent. So we are providing an income, and we're especially careful and cautious with them so that, we increase their income.
This process allows for more ducklings to be hatched because the eggs are properly cared for in the facility, Austin points out.
We're starting with fertility and hatchability, but eventually we want efficiency, where you're getting from, we want them to be able to have about 80 to 85 ducklings from every 100 eggs they put.
The farmers are able to have higher production in terms of the quantity of meat they produce, which in turn increases their financial gains.
We started at the beginning of January with 18 farmers, and now we are about 56, I'm not too sure. So there is opportunity for people doing business. Now they're the large producers, they would produce over 1,000 ducklings, which means again there is opportunity for business, where they would sell to somebody who does slaughter, who does selling, and you see how many job creation is done from this duck.
It is estimated that the hatchery produces over 1 million pounds of duck meat per year. However, it seems like the facility will be surpassing this target by the end of this year, with the aim of taking in over 400,000 eggs. For this Government News Brief, Shivani Rampasad reporting.
Those are the reports of today's edition of the Government News Brief. The details of these and other stories can be found on GINA's website, Facebook page, and YouTube channel. To be updated as the news unfolds, subscribe to our website and YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook. All government and other information can be accessed from GINA's website, Facebook page, and YouTube channel. Join us again tomorrow when we bring you another edition of this, the Government News Brief. Thank you for watching.